Today, we're going to take some time to plan a video game that you and your partner will create. We're going to take some of the notes that we created over the last couple days from the tutorials and create either an adventure, a Pong, or a chase game. So take a look at my game here. I'm going to click the green flag. So you'll notice I start by giving directions on how to play my game. I do have a scorekeeper up in the top. And what you can't maybe really tell here is that my elf is being controlled by my mouse. You can see she follows the mouse wherever it goes. If I hit a piece of fruit, it makes a happy sound and gives me a point. If I hit the egg, makes a very negative sound and takes away points. So this is an adventure game. I am collecting fruit by collecting. I'm sorry, collecting points by collecting fruit. So let me go on out of this game and go back to our launch log. What you're going to do today is you're going to plan what type of game you want to create. So I'm going to make this a little larger so we can see better. That might be a little too large. Just go to 100. All right. In the first box, it says, what type of game will you create? You can create adventure, chase, or Pong. Mrs. Williams created an adventure. Notice I didn't just put adventure there. I said the elf is collecting fruit in the forest. If it's an adventure game, you're going to be collecting something. If it's a chase game, one thing will chase another. If it's a Pong game, one thing will bounce off of another. So please use the names of the objects you plan to collect or bounce, etc. Okay, in the second box, it says, will I use arrows or mouse to control my main character? So this is, I want you to think about your main character. So Mrs. Williams is going to move her elf with the mouse. And then my outputs are in the next box. What sounds, movements, or score will I receive in this game? So my elf is going to collect fruit. It will get a happy sound and 1 point for each fruit it collects. If the elf gets a rotten egg, there will be a bad sound. That will be a -1 point. And in the last box, I want you to think about who's going to end up playing this game. Are you going to make it really easy for young kids? Do you want everyone to be able to play it, or do you want to make it a little harder for the older kids? Mrs. Williams is going to make her game for everyone. Right now, my game is not finished. It is super easy. But as I start developing how the fruit is going to move around on the page or hide those things, the game will get a little bit harder, but I still want to make sure it's for everyone. Once you have that portion done, plan a second game. To save time, I'm not going to plan my second game right now. Instead, go down to the bottom 3 boxes. In that first box, I want you to think about, what is the name of your game? I'm going to call my game Hunting for Food. So in that first box, I'm going to put Welcome to Hunting for Food. In the second box, I want you to think about how to play the game. So I want you to be specific here. You're going to tell people how you're going to move and about that scoring. So in this game, you will control the elf with your mouse. You will need to search for fruit. If you find fruit, your score will go up by 1 point. But watch out for the rotten eggs. A rotten egg will take away 1 point. And then in the last box, I want you to tell them how they're going to win the game. This is usually a simple statement, such as, if you reach 50 points, you will win. My game currently is not set up to win at 50 points because I'm not done making it, but I will get to that point. Okay, so once you have these ideas planned out, you'll raise your hand and ask one of the teachers to come over and make sure your points are clear. Notice how I have each sentence on a separate line, and that's going to make it easier when I go to put these directions into my Scratch account to make my characters talk out loud or have those speaking bubbles up. It's going to make it easier if you keep them all in a separate line. So you have the rest of today to go ahead and plan out 2 game ideas.